Babies in the Kitchen with Lisa Moon is an innovative program designed to inspire and support healthy, happy families. With the kitchen at the hub of family life, and with babies as my guests, we will share and explore the endless possibilities of how to incorporate busy lives and raise happy babies. Hi, I'm Lisa Moon, and you're here with me in my kitchen today. And my guest today is Angela Craddock and her brother Daniel. Daniel's having his diaper change now. He'll be with us in just a minute. So today, what we're going to be doing is, do you guys ever find that around 6 o'clock in the evening, you have two babies, you've just come home from work, you've got to make dinner, you got to get babies fed, massaged and bathed and put in bed. How do you do it? Well, I'm here to show you the way I do it. Much better. Looks like Angela's not ready to go to sleep yet. So I think what I'll do is wear her in a sling. Now I can actually get back in the kitchen and finish cooking dinner. I've already washed the chicken, cleaned out anything from the inside, taken out the little packet of all the giblets that are inside, and I've dried it off. I also like to tuck the little wings under. This makes for a nice tidy chicken. Now what I'm going to do that might be a little different than what you've seen before is I'm going to stuff the bird with citrus. And you can use lemon, orange, probably even grapefruit if you like, or some lime. Today I'm going to use some lemon and orange in our chicken. And really the point of this is not only the flavor. She likes that. She likes the orange in there. And not only does it give the chicken nice citrus flavor, but it also keeps the breast really nice and moist. You almost can't overcook it. I'm going to roll this citrus to kind of loosen up some of that juice in there. And then I'm going to poke some holes in it. Just be very careful when you're doing this. You can see the juice is already kind of dripping out. And then I need to pull this a little closer to me since I have this baby who's very big in front of me. So I'm going to stuff that in there. And I think this orange is a bit big, so I'm going to actually cut it in half. And we're just going to put half of that in. Now, a real key part here is to close this chicken up. These giblets, I keep those because I like those. And the way I'm going to close this up is pull this little tail in. And see this nice skin here? We can just flap that right over. And then what I'm going to do is I have some toothpicks here. You can use a wooden skewer. You can use the real professional metal little skewers we use to close turkeys at Thanksgiving. I tend to lose those. With the toothpick, and we're going to use it to just as a little spear to close up this nice chicken. And that way it'll keep all the juices nice inside so that it keeps this breast really moist. So I'm going to put the chicken aside right now, and we're going to get the rest of the vegetables ready in the pan. Since she's sleeping, I'm going to take her off. I like to use carrots, and I buy the ones that are already packaged, the baby organic carrot. I like to use organic vegetables and actually organic chicken as well. And these are the small baby carrots already prepared, so I don't have to cut them at all. Just to be able to throw them in the pan. But I'll show you how I cut up the celery, onion, potatoes for you. The Jerusalem artichoke, I'm just going to cut it in quarters. Should be pretty great. Throw it in the pan. How easy can that be? Then the potato, the same kind of thing. Only what I think I'll do here is I've cut it in half, and I'm just going to cut it into about an inch slices. Throw those in. We're going to do that again. This is the red skin potatoes. I like leaving the skin on because they're really thin and they're just quite delicious. And if you use organic potatoes, it's really great to eat the skin. I suggest if they're not organic, I would peel the skin off. I'm also going to leave the skin on the russet. Some people don't like it. It'll come off quite easy after it's done cooking. And I'm going to cut it about the same way as I did the other, about 1 inch thick. And then here's a nice yam. I like this one. I'm not going to cut it because it's too cute. Twins. I'll use this one. Many different varieties of yams. There's jewel yams, garnet yams, sweet potatoes. You'll find they're all a little bit different in color and flavor. I'm today using jewel and garnet yams. I like a little bit more red yam. You'll see this one's a little more orange, and you'll see some here are a little more, or even more orange. So I'm cutting these into about 1 inch rounds, and then I'm going to cut some of these big rounds in half. Leave the little ends off, and you know what, if you stack it up like this, you can just go right down the whole thing. Just toss, throw them in. Very quick, very easy. Doesn't take a lot of prep, which is really what we need when you have babies at home, especially twins. The onion, cut the ends off. I'm going to half the onion, and this will help get the skin off easily. And I'm not going to do a lot of chopping, so I probably won't do much crying with this onion. The onion's really there for just some flavor, so I really just cut it in 4 pieces, stick them in the corners. You know, you can use really any root vegetable. You can use rutabagas, you can use turnips, you can use parsnips. This is a celery root. I still have the celery on there. I love using celery root. Looks kind of gnarly, doesn't it? But see how nice and white it is inside? So I'm just going to cut off all this outside stuff. Celery root. And so I've got a bunch of veggies. I'll do a nice layer here. Just like that. Okay? I'm going to take my olive oil and we're going to drizzle it right over all this. Nice drizzle. Then I'm going to take some fresh ground black pepper. I'm going to do that all over the whole thing. And add as much as you like, and then we're going to take some salt. I'm going to salt it. And then I like to take some fresh rosemary. This came right out of the yard. So now we're ready to put our chicken on. It's ready. I am going to oil it up first. Oil in my hand and just rub it in with, I love using my hands for stuff. Sort of like you're going to see me later massage the babies, kind of like this. So we've kind of oiled up this chicken. We're setting it right on this bed of veggies right there. And then I like to put some garlic in. So we'll put some, whoops. There's one for the kitchen god. And we're going to throw some garlic around. That's great. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to the top of the chicken, and it's going to be ready to go in. So here we go. We don't have to cover it or anything. It's going right in. 375-degree oven. Now, while that chicken is cooking, we have time to give the babies their baby spa treatment. Now the setup is simple. You put out a nice towel, and then you use a cold-pressed vegetable oil. I like olive oil, and I put it in a shallow dish for easy access. That way I can always keep contact with the baby. Then I'm going to get the sink ready, and I'm going to fill it up really full with about 98-degree water. Now we're ready to massage Miss Angela. And the very first thing I'm going to do with Angela is to really ask her permission. And she just smiled at me, so I know that she's ready. And then I want to set my intention about the kind of massage I want to give her. And I warmed up the oil with my hands. My intention for Angela is always love, and also that she feels really stimulated and relaxed from this massage and gets to really know her body. Babies do a lot of holding in their arms and their hands and their fingers. And as I begin to milk Angela's arms out, I'm helping her to learn to let go of that arm by tapping it and pulling it. And as she lets go, I thank her for letting go of that arm. Then I'm going to milk out the other arm, and this milking process really stimulates all her systems: respiration, digestion, circulation. And the other stroke from the wrist back to the shoulder is a very relaxing stroke. So I do both of those. I'm going to work on Angela's abdomen here, and the key thing is to always remember that as you face your baby, you always want to massage their abdomen in a clockwise fashion. That is the way that the intestines go. I use my whole hand and the flats of my fingers. So I'm just doing this nice wave-like motion, or I'll do clockwise circles, and that really stimulates. And notice how deep I'm going in there. And Angela's letting me get in there that deep. If a baby's pushing against you and resisting, you just wait there for them to release, and then you can go in nice and deep. And I'm literally pushing out air and really helping her. And then her legs, we're going to do her legs just like we did her arms, milking them out to stimulate and stroking back to relax. Babies really like it, and always watching the baby's face to make sure that they really do like it. And now I'm going to hold Angela's knees up in a squat and want her to release in her hips and let her legs be up relaxed. And then I'm going to help her to let her legs be out straight and relaxed. And all of that really is also connected to her abdomen and abdominal muscles and her learning about letting those go. And now to just let Angela know we're done with the front, and to help her get ready for sitting up and crawling, we're doing a nice stretch, which is a little game you can play where they kiss their toes, and they love to kiss their toes. Now Daniel's going to show us how the back massage is done, and actually as he turns over, I'm watching him to see he's beginning to learn how to turn over on his own and to turn back over. And as he discovers how to do that, I can assist him a little bit. And we're ready to do Daniel's back. Keeping contact, I'll get my oil and warm it up a little bit in my hands once again. And I'm just going to do full-handed strokes right down Daniel's back, hand over hand, very wave-like quality. Feels very relaxing and soothing. And then you can also grab his feet and use the other hand and go down his back and all the way down past his bottom and on down his legs. And then just a nice, gentle, light, relaxing stroke, and we're done. I mean, how simple can that be? That only takes, it can take as little as 15 minutes. Or you can really take your time and spend a nice hour massaging your baby. But there's no reason that this can't be done every single day. You could even do it more than once a day. Wouldn't you like it if somebody gave you a massage every day? Well, you can do this for your baby, and I have to tell you, it will really ensure a really happy, healthy baby who sleeps well and learns about their body and knows how, and really just loves you for it. They love us for this. He's talking to you. What are you going to say? He says, it's time for my hot tub, Lisa. Let's go. As I put a baby into the water, I want to get in like I would get into a bathtub. Not bottom and back first, but actually feet first. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I kind of step in and out of the tub a little bit. to just test the water and let my body get used to it. So I go in slowly with the baby. And he's gonna let me know by his reaction if it's the right temperature or not. So far, so good, huh? He looks pretty happy. He's a little bit slippery, so you have to really have a good grip. That oil is a little slippery, but the oil will protect his skin. And as you can see, they have just luscious skin. You want to put enough water in so the baby can really float. So he's floating in the water, his bottom's not touching. My hand, I want you to see, is really just here to support him. And they've learned to kind of hold on a bit too, huh? But these guys are busy. They're swimming. They want to swim. They'd like actually a big hot tub at this point. Yes. And I use my other hand to do all the washing. Sometimes I'll use a little bit of soap on their head because maybe once a week wash their hair because that's from us kissing you. And you want to wash under their neck because they get a lot of food under there. And then sometimes I'll put a little soap on their bottom because that gets a little poopy. But today we're just going to soak and float. And sometimes they'll just kind of relax too. And sometimes babies will actually fall asleep in the tub. And that means you've really succeeded. You'll find that brand new babies always try to turn under the water because they're much more familiar with water than they are being out here in gravity. So floating your baby in water really honors their transition. That's my boy. Now this part you want to move quickly because it's going to be cold for him out here. So I'm going to go real quick. I've got my towels all ready. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to wrap him up. I have 2 towels. I can bundle him up. Ooh, and that's my baby. And then I usually scoop him right up. That's my sweetie. Here's my clean, happy boy. And also, just the naked time he spent is very important. Air and sun and water are probably all your baby needs for their skin. And the olive oil, of course. I know you'll enjoy giving your baby a Lisa Moon baby spa treatment. And so will they. Boo-boo. Now, I think the chicken's ready. Let's go see. It's been about an hour and a half. Let's see. Oh, wow, that looks beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Just gorgeous. Perfect. And the way I can tell is we're going to cut right in here between the leg and the thigh here. And if the water runs out clear, look at that. It's all done. Nice. Perfect. Isn't this beautiful? And let me tell you what you can do with this when you're finished. There'll be leftovers. This is a lot of food. I highly recommend saving as many of the bones as you can, a little bit of the meat, and whatever veggies are left, and all these juices and all the rest of the veggies left in the pan. You know what you'll do is what I do is take them and I put them all in a big pot. All this leftover good, juicy, bony stuff. And I'm going to add some water to it. I would add water and maybe half water, half chicken stock, just to cover the bones and the veggies. You're going to put some salt in that pot, and you're going to put some black pepper in that pot. You've got your rosemary, which will flavor it, and you're just going to let that simmer on the stove for a good hour. And that'll make some delicious chicken soup to warm the soul. And also, you may want to throw some noodles or rice in the chicken soup. It's just delicious. So you can have that tomorrow. Now remember that I told you that this food was for the whole family? Well, it is. This is how you feed the baby. I think babies would like yams. And I'm going to take the skin off of that yam. It comes off very easily, just like that. We'll put that in the bowl. And we'll also take a carrot. Don't have to do anything to that. And let's put a little potato on there too. And get the skin off of this potato. And the babies will love this because they know that they're eating what you're eating. And they'll feel so included. Now if you have a blender or a food processor or a baby food grinder, you can use that. If not, I just use a fork. It's really simple and it's very handy. So I'm going to mash it up with my fork. The yam is really lovely to mash up. And there you go, you have baby food. If your baby's only eating carrots, just give them the carrots. If they're only eating the yams, just give them the yams. I find that they actually like a medley of veggies. And if it seems a little dry, you can add some of the chicken broth from the pan. That would be for a little bit of an older baby. A younger baby, it'll be fine just like that. And there you go. Baby food. As we learn new ways to understand, honor, and guide our babies, we must always remember, children are truly our partners in life. Please share the trip with them. It's their journey too. I'm Lisa Moon. Thank you for joining me. See you next time on Babies in the Kitchen.